I get those goosebumps every time. I need the Heimlich, throw that to the side. I get those goosebumps every time.
What is up, guys? Before we get started into this video, all this information I am taking, showing pictures, and showing information about is from Kirkena, I think that's how you pronounce it, on Zybes, on the forums. I will be leaving a link in the description on how to get here, so all credit to that person that made this. But anyways, guys, let's get started into this ultimate efficient Zerker/Rune Pier guide. So just some quick background information. A Berserker Pier, or Zerker Pier as it's always called, is 45 defense. A Rune Pier is 40 to 44 defense. And the benefits of a Zerker Pier is you can have the Berserker Helm, which equals a +1 max hit over the Rune Pier, and Slayer is a lot easier because of the higher defense. For the Rune Pier, the benefits are it's a very unique account, and it's also lower combat for PvP. A big reason why people make both of these accounts over the Initiate Pier and the normal Pier is that you can have pretty high defense, but still have super high combat stats and not a super high combat level. So a lot of times Zerkers are better than Piers that have 1 defense, but it's all in perspective on which one you like more. I prefer the Zerker Pier. This is the part of the guide where we talk about the combat skills required as a Zerker or Rune Pier. So some notable levels are 40 attack, which is the Rune Scimitar, 60 attack, which is the Dragon Scimitar and other dragon weapons, and 70 attack, which is the Abyssal Whip. So in order to get high attack levels fast and quickly, we're going to be using the reference that we took from the guide that I will leave in the description. So some attack XP quests. The green is required that you do as a Zerker/Rune Pier, and the yellow is optional. So you can look on the quest. There's Monkey Madness, Grand Tree, Waterfall Quest, Tree Gnome Village, Death Plateau, Fremnik Trials, Underground Pass, and the Heroes Quest. And if you do all of these, your total XP doing only required will get you to 47 attack. And if you do the green and the yellow, you will be getting 50 attack. Moving on to defense. Again, the green is required, the yellow is optional, and the light green is stuff that you would probably do, but it's not required. So for the required, you have Monkey Madness, Dragon Slayer, Nature Spirit, Heroes Quest, Fremnik Trials, and for the recommended, you have In Aid of Miraki and In Search of Miraki. And if you do just the required, not the recommended, then you will get to 42 defense. And if you do the yellow as well and the recommended, you will get 48 defense. And do not do all the optional. Recommended optional are in light green. XP if doing required plus recommended will get you to 42 defense. Moving on to prayer. The required quests are Restless Ghost and Priest in Peril. If you do just these, you will get 18 prayer. If you do all except the higher prayer requirements at the bottom, you will get 33 prayer. An additional, the one in red, it gives 15k def XP, so you need to watch out for that one, so you don't go over your defensive cap if you're shooting for a 45 Pier, or a 42 Pier, or a 40. Additionally, some prayer level milestones. 16 prayer, you get the Barrow's Gloves, and a 10% attack and strength boost. 25 prayer, you get Protect Item. 26 prayer, you get a 10% range boost. 31 prayer, you get a 15% strength boost. 34 prayer, you get a 15% attack boost. 43 prayer, you get Protect from Melee. 44 prayer, you get 15% range boost. 45 prayer, you get 15% magic boost. And 52 prayer, you get Smite. Most Rune Piers will max out at 52 prayer. It is possible to max out at 53 prayer without getting a combat if you have 99 everything except defense. Now moving on to the items you need. The Ava's Accumulator, which the requirements are Animal Magnetism, which you need 18 Slayer. You need to complete the Priest in Pearl, Restless Ghost, and Ernest the Chicken quest. And the benefits of the Ava's Accumulator is it picks up your arrows and darts as you use them, and it gives you a +4 range attack bonus and a +1 slash defense and +4 magic defense. Another item that you will need is the Barrow's Gloves, and the requirements are the Recipe for Disaster, and these are the best in-slot gloves for a Zerker Pier. The attack bonus you can see there, it gives +12 in almost everything but magic, and defense +12 in almost everything but magic, and the other bonuses is +12 in strength. Another item that is essential to the Zerker/Rune Pier is the Fighter Torso. So the requirements for this is 40 defense, and you need to play Barb Assault for it, so look up a guide on that. And as you can see, the defense bonuses are slightly lower than Rune, but it does give you the strength bonus of +4, which is very nice. Another item is the Fire Cape, which the requirements are defeat Jad, and you most likely will need 43 prayer and 70 plus range to complete this task. And this is the best in-slot cape for the Zerker / Rune peer. As you can see, it's a +1 in all attack bonuses, a +11 in all defense bonuses, and a +4 strength bonus, and a +2 prayer bonus. Another item that is very good for these peers is the prayer books. The requirements are the Horror from the Deep. And just as an FYI, the Zami book is the best, and then the Guthix book. So the Zami book gives +8 in all attack bonuses, and an additional +5 in your prayer. Now we will get into the quest part of the guide. So for the lunar spells, you need to do the lunar diplomacy, and the benefit of the lunar spells is you get to use Vengeance, which has a requirement of level 94 magic, but the Vengeance spell is very useful in PvP, as it recoils like a ring of recoil 75% of the damage dealt by the other player's hit, and if you have already quested for Barrow's Gloves, the new quests are highlighted, so you need to do the Lost City, Fremenic Trials, Rune Mysteries, Shiloh Village, which requires Jungle Potion and Druidic Ritual. You also need certain skill levels for lunar spells. You need 61 crafting, 40 defense, 60 mining, 65 magic, 25 fletching, which is the requirement for Fremenic Trials, 55 woodcutting, and 49 firemaking. I really recommend that you do this because the lunar spells give you lots of spells that are really good for training skills and can give you quick XP and a lot of time give you profit or let you break even while training magic. Another big quest you need to do is the Recipe for Disaster, which you need 175 quest points for the final boss. In order to do the Recipe for Disaster, you have to do this long list of quests: Goblin Diplomacy, Gertrude's Cat, Shadow of the Storm, which you need Demon Slayer and the Golem, Monkey Madness, which you need Grand Tree and Tree Gnome Village, Big Chompy Bird Hunting, Biohazard, which needs Plague City, Murder Mystery, Nature Spirit, which needs Restless Ghost and Priest in Peril, Witch's House, Fishing Contest, the Legends Quest, which you only need to start, don't need the skill requirements. You need to do the Family Quest, the Hero's Quest, Shield of Erev, Lost City, Dragon Slayer, Merlin's Crystal, Shiloh Village, Jungle Potion, and Druidic Ritual in order to do the Legends Quest, Underground Pass, Waterfall Quest, Desert Treasure, the Dig Site, the Tourist Trap, Temple of Ikov, Troll Stronghold, and Death Plateau are all required to do Desert Treasure. You also need to do the Horror from the Deep, which requires Bar Crawl. The skills required to do the Recipe for Disaster is 70 Cooking, which is boostable, 59 Magic, 53 Thieving, 53 Fishing, 50 Mining, 50 Firemaking, 40 Crafting, 40 Smithing, 40 Range, 25 Herblore, 10 Slayer, 10 Flitching, 48 Agility, and 36 Woodcutting. Now we will get into the training methods that I recommend for training combat. I would like to say that none of these methods are absolute. You can use any method you want. These are just some tips if you don't know how to get the ball rolling on training your combat stat. So starting with magic, from 1 to 55, you can basically train it any way you want. From 55 plus, you can use high alch, and you can also use lunar spells. But it's important to say that you can train using PVM, Slayer, /PvP, and there's many ways to train magic, so don't sell yourself short and only use one option. And a great way is bursting at Ape Atoll. So training range, 1 to 70 Sand Crabs, 70 to 99 Nightmare Zone, and another option is 70 to 99 Chinning at Ape Atoll, which is also very expensive. And you can also train PVM /Slayer /PvP when you're doing range, or you can do Sand Crabs till 99. And it's important to say that when you're training range, you should be using darts, the magic short bow imbued, or blowpipe for training. Now training strength, 1 to 75 at Sand Crabs, and there's a few options you can do after strength. You can do the Ape Atoll Giant Monkeys when you have 75 plus strength, which requires 43 prayer and Monkey Madness. And then you can also do Nightmare Zone, AFKing, and then you can also train PVM /Slayer /PvP as well, or you can do Sand Crabs to 99. I'd like to end the video by saying none of the stuff that I've talked about is absolute. You can use any technique you wanted. You can do any twist on the account you want. It's important to do different variations and do what you like doing best. For example, a 15 per Zerker, 31 per Zerker, or a 52 per Zerker. There's many different variations. You can be a 60 attack, you can be a 75 attack, you can be a 40 defense Rune Peer, you can be a 42 defense Rune Peer, you can be a 45 defense Zerker. There's just so many options, so test the waters and do what you think's best for you. This video took me a while to make, so if you guys could leave this a thumbs up, that'd be great. And if you can comment what your favorite account is, a Zerker or Rune peer. I'm very curious to see how many people like Zerkers and how many people like Rune peers. And also, if you have any suggestions for new guides or any other type of video, go ahead and leave it in the comment section. Again, I left all the information that I got in the description, so shout out to that guy. If you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and subscribe to me so you can see more of my content. And thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for my next video.